The dreaded ankle roll, an injury super common to any triathlete, and for me this time last week I came unstuck, my foot went down and that lovely big pothole there. Ironically, I wasn't running, I was speaking to Craig about filming these types of bits. But what I wanted to share is over the last week I've documented what I've done, because for most people when they've rolled their ankle, what should only be maybe a 7-day based injury where they're back then to normal pushing forward becomes something that can actually kind of last like 4 or 5 weeks for no reason. So I wanted to share over the last 7 days and document exactly what I've been doing to get myself back on feet, running well, and doing what I love essentially. So enjoy. On my way back into the training centre, rolled my ankle now 2 days ago. So initially it was a little bit stiff and restricted, but actually it's loosened up really well. It's only after 2 days. And two really important things that help that isn't just being the classic ice and rest, or maybe just go for a swim. I've actually, I've been walking around quite a amount on it, just obviously coaching, just being on feet, not stressing it, not running around, I've done none of that. But the other thing is I've kept on top of my cycling. So I've done a couple of high cadence, low resistance interval sessions on the bike, and my ankle's responded absolutely fine to it. There's been no setbacks. So that's been brilliant in terms of making sure fitness wise, aerobically, I've kept on top of that. Obviously nothing replaces running, but it's better than nothing. And when most people would probably just rest it, ice it, maybe go for a swim, I've been able to actually keep a real high amount of quality of work in over just the last 48 hours, and it's healing up nicely. The other key thing that I'm going to do later on today is some strength work through there. And then tomorrow I'm going to do my first return to running. So I'm just going to do some gentle, steady, straight line running in my rest periods and my interval work on the bike, and just see how it responds from there. So I'm just having a stroll into the training centre. I'm actually going to test out having a jog. So I've just been loosening up my ankle a little bit. It feels fine, but I thought I'd just have a little walk just before I actually get into running. So with my strength work, one of the really big things is I haven't stopped my strength work, because what we do know is that if I don't train my strength, all the things that I've worked on to improve my performance, my endurance will just start to go backwards. So I've had to modify a couple of exercises. I've had to move from doing a Bulgarian squat because the ankle, the position that goes into, it's too deep, it flexes too much. So I've used a single leg eccentric exercise, which actually worked really nicely. Then later on in the week, my hex bar deadlift, actually you don't get too much ankle movement through there, and it's a nice stable 2-foot position, so that worked tremendously as well. So I've kept on top of my strength work. That's gone really well. Let's just see what happens with this first return to running. So here I am outside. Plan of action is shortly going to go running in this fabulous setting. So I'm going to do my first continuous run. So I've done 500 meters inside the gym, just broken up into shuttles with a little bit of recovery. So I'm going to go from 500 meters today out here, going to go up to 1,000 meters, which is 1 kilometer. So I'm just increasing the distance in a way that I know I'm going to be comfortable with, but I'm not going crazy with. And the intensity I'm going to take up a bit. So I'm not going to be going at my optimal, like best pace for that distance, but I'm going to feel it. I'm going to be getting a decent move on. Then the plan of action for the rest of the week, all going well, will be then I'll increase that at the back end of the week, probably to 1.5 kilometers, see where that pace is. And then if I need to push it or adjust it in any way, listen to my body. But the key thing is I'm going to keep in my single leg strength work and that reactive single leg work, because we know once you've strained muscle, or particularly once you've had an ankle injury, you're at a significantly greater risk of re-injuring it again unless you keep on top of those things. So that's going to be my safety net, if you like. So let's see what happens. Cruising, halfway in. So far so good. There we have it. 1 kilometre. As always, I could have carried on, but whenever you're rehabbing an injury, the only time when you realise you shouldn't have carried on is when it's too late. So avoid that temptation, stuck to the progression, 500 metres to 1,000 metres, as I'll do coming to the back end of the week. Comfortable pace. But yeah, road to recovery going well. And what a bloody great day as well to be out on. Absolutely superb.